Fuck commercials. I hate them. I hate every single one of them. I don't care. Okay. Um, it's fucking 4:13 in the morning, right? Let me. I'll move it. Like, oh shit, I'm grabbing it all. Let me just grab this one. No. Okay. Look at 4:13 a.m. See in the corner right there? As I'm moving. 4:13 a.m. right there. You feel me? Okay. Right, there it is. Yeah, chilling. Yeah, okay, I'm chilling. Oh my god, man. Um, I, I'm just tripping out today because I'm like, like Pac. I mean, to be down with the inmates, bro, is to be down with the nitty gritty of our society, right? So to rock that death row, to be like, I'm gonna get rich, but at the same time, while I'm rich, I'm gonna be pumping spirit into the people on death row. Think about, like, what if you were on death row during the time of Death Row Records? You know? Like, jail is supposed to be society's, like, utmost worst people, right? So bad you gotta lock them up. And Pac chose to embrace these people that society looks at as bad. Pac being one of them at one point. And said, fuck it, let's roll, man. It's the West Coast, man. Let's keep this ball rolling. Keep doing our thing. Keeping our spirits up. Trying his best with whatever mentality he had, because there's layers to this shit, man. There's layers to this shit. Like, I saw, like, I can really, people try to say, oh, there's levels to this shit. No, I'm not climbing no pyramid. Because I ain't trying to be at the top of no pyramid. You hear me? I don't need to own the pyramid. I understand how triangles work. I can work the triangle. I don't hate triangles. It's just not really about being big boss man. It's not. It's not about owning or controlling situations, because at the end of the day, like, I just want peace, bro. I just want peace, bro. Like, at the end of the day, bro, that's all I fucking want, dog. Like, I feel like people don't understand the amount of war that is going on a spiritual and mental level within our society, and the continuance of, to continue, I don't even continue is the word, to continue listening to these people who we don't even know, watching all these reports, trusting these hospitals that really are just money-making machines, putting their best. Because I'm not saying hospitals are bad, man. Hospitals, of course, have babies and they do a lot of beautiful things. But there's always shadow aspects to everything, right? Even to me. And there is just like a heavy misunderstanding to me of sickness, and I came from a place growing up where really believed in sickness. Like, I believed in sickness. Like, I was like, oh, I got something wrong with my stomach. Something's wrong with my intestine. I would say these sentences. Something's wrong with me. I have weak this. And I would get sick often, especially when I was younger. I would get sick often. I'd have these beliefs of sickness, And I met someone who had told me that their pops would, when they were sick, would tell them, shake it off, Like, go to school, you're feeling good, shake it off. You're not sick. And oftentimes they would go to school and they would feel better. And, the more I guess I've, you also hear stories of like people who were selling fake medicines that were just placebo effect, right? And you research placebo effect and how the mind is really that powerful. It's really that powerful because the mind can it just could lead you to the end of the world, even if the world's not ending. You get me? If you believe the world is ending, well then your imagination is that powerful. You are that powerful as a being, just as like what you are as human, and it can lead you to the end of the world. And I'm saying this from like experience because I feel like I was at a place where I felt like the whole world was ending because I started to realize that like death is inevitable. And I I didn't understand, I would say, like the implications that come with the concept of death and the way we were taught it, right? Because I think I was taught to be afraid of death with a lot of horror movies, a lot of scariness, and Halloween always being, someone trying to like, Chucky, growing up watching Chucky, growing up, it's just like death is like portrayed as like bad. Oh, death is, you don't want to die. You don't want someone to kill you. You don't want to die early. It's ugly, it's horrible. In those movies, it's displayed this way, right? It's displayed this way. Sorry, I just gotta fix this keyboard falling off. In these movies, it's displayed this way. And, I guess I had, let me pull this up so y'all can just see me real quick. Yo, while I finish, and we're gonna play some more music, and we're gonna see what's about to happen here. You feel me? But okay. So I don't want to. Okay. My point being, totally though, is that I guess when you turn like 18, or when you turn like, when you that 18 to 21, and like you're becoming an adult. It's just, okay, let me talk about being a kid in this society. Being a kid in this society is like being constantly scared and pushed around, and then also being lied to left and right, like on a consistent, regular basis. And I'm not saying like you're a bad parent, or I'm just speaking to any parents right now. I'm just saying like kind of this was my experience as becoming adult and looking back at my childhood and being like, damn, like there was no respect for the kids, and there was no like protocol, no, and I am born of a descent of understanding the effects of decolonization and colonization, now called globalization, and what things are. And I could see why they ripped the tribes apart, the families apart, and why they continue to do so. And I guess when you become like an 18, or you get to that age, you're like just thinking of like, well, like who am I, And it's like, well, I gotta make who am I, right? Because you have that creative spirit. Sometimes you got it, and you're like, I'm gonna present myself as this, right? And that's where I started rapping and started going under the name Yout, and it was around, I think when I was 17 that I started really recording songs, like fully recording. I think when I was 16 I recorded my first song, but it wasn't until I was 17 that I recorded my like first mixtape, right? Or started to think about my first mixtape, because I don't think I fully recorded or finished it till I was 18. And this was during like graduation, right? And I didn't graduate on stage because I supposedly plagiarized. I used 2 sentences from a documentary in the beginning of a 10-page paper for my charter school, which is Vaughan, right? Sorry. I took 2 lines from a movie called The Zeitgeist, or a section of the movie, because it's really like 3 movies, but they're all called Zeitgeist. And then Zeitgeist this, Zeitgeist that, addendum, all that. You search ZEITGEIST, right? On YouTube, it'll come up. And it's just breaking down the monetary system and how even the money we make, right now, everyone's like, oh, there ain't no change no more, right? Because it's all going to be digital. It's all going to be numbers. It's all going to be digital. There's no, I don't see how it's not going to be that. You understand me? Bitcoin is rising, right? The old heads in the capitalism game are telling you fuck Bitcoin, right? But who listens to the old heads, other old heads, right? And I'm talking about Warren Buffett. I'm talking about, the fool who owned Coca-Cola. I'm talking about people, these higher ups, right? In the money game. Not to me. They ain't hired to me. They ain't hired for shit. To me, like, to be honest, I think the more money you get, I think the less dignity you have. Because in my experience, when my focus was primarily on making money, that's when I gave up most of my dignity. I would never do that. Why would I spend hours just doing this one thing? Or why would I just, it's money, man. Why would I let this person just spit on me and just fucking, money, man. Why? Because we look and we see our ancestors and our parents who are going to become ancestors, right? Because we're going to be ancestors, right? And we see them surviving this way, and unknowingly they teach us this way of surviving, this way of forgetting what is and letting just the identity of money provide for everything. It pays for your groceries, it pays for your vegetables, it pays for your house, it pays for your car, it pays for your gas, you pay for your water, you pay for every little fucking thing, bro. And we adopt this way of living, especially in deep cities, right? We adopt this way of living, or you rebel to a certain extent, which is where I was headed when I was 18 or 19. And when I dropped my first mixtape, because so in high school, right, I didn't graduate on stage, but I still ended up graduating because I said, fuck that, I'm going to still graduate. I did my whatever classes after everyone else graduated on stage. I still had to finish another class because they didn't let me pass that class because of the 2 sentences I plagiarized. In the whole, this is a 10-page essay, bro. Because of 2 sentences. I did the whole essay. I explained how the monetary system is really nothing but a scam. And my essay was called the Monescary system, right? Okay. And my mother, bless her heart, she is a teacher, and it was hard for her to take. I'm not gonna lie, like, it was hard for her to take me not graduating on stage, and that, because it was hard for her, is the only reason it was hard for me. You get me? Because to be honest, after more knowledge, I do not like these schools. 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 I don't, man. I don't, bro. I don't. Not because of the people. There's tons of sweet people at the schools, and there's tons of sweet teachers, and there's tons of good guidance, to be found throughout the people. But there's just such a high level of indoctrination and a way of managing how these kids are and telling them what serves their purpose and giving them a grade, giving a grade, bro. I think teaching should not deal with, you should not, how is someone supposed to learn if you turn it into a first place, second place, third place competition, bro? Right? Because the people who got fucking A's were in first place, bro, in a societal realm, right? Because if I'm going Monday through Friday to this fucking place because my people who brought me into this world are telling me that I gotta go here, right? So I'm just doing this, and then I'm not necessarily succeeding the way others are. How am I gonna feel about myself? How is a young person who is still finding their goddamn identity gonna feel about themselves? You feel me, bro? Check it. When I was in 10th grade, I got A's and B's. I made an honor roll. I was not that heavily involved with like the other people who were in honor roll. I was hanging out more with the potheads and the people who rebelled more often. And when I got called for honor roll, I remember just having so much love. It was like my friends were like, "What? You fucking made honor roll?" Like, it was surprising as fuck to everybody. It was surprising as fuck to everybody. And that year was a special year for me because I had gone to Italy, a trip to Italy, and it was a good year. I was opened up more, and I felt like, fuck it, I'm gonna do this fucking school. It was nothing, bro. It was nothing that year too. I also was in environmental science, and I had this environmental science teacher who was like embracing me as a person and telling me, "Good job, yeah." Just literally positivity, like just positivity, from an actual, and then it was environmental science. So it was a subject that had a lot to do with just growing things like earth and different sedentary rocks, right? And how the rocks progress from one thing to another, and all this. It was it was a real good experience, because that teacher, I think, saw something in me that a lot of people would overlook. And it was also my passion for the environment, just loving camping, loving the stars, loving the beach, loving having, being little. When I was little, my grandpa and my grandma were really into planting, and my grandma died when I was 1 year old. The one who lives in this house that I'm living in currently, the one who lived in this house that I'm living in currently, when I was 1 year old. And my grandpa died when I was 9 years old. And my other grandma died, I think, when I was like 1.5. Okay, but this is getting sidetracked. Point is, though, the grandpa and grandpa that were here at this property, they were planting a lot. So when I was like maybe 5, 4, those ages, my grandpa was just watering the plants and the vines, and it was just so green. We had a peach tree, we had an orange tree, lemon tree. We still have an orange tree, lemon tree, and a grapefruit tree. But back then we also had a mango tree. We also had a fig tree. We also had a prune, plum tree. We also had it was really beautiful. It was really beautiful. It was really beautiful. Oh, guayaba. And it was just like I could go back in this back little yard and I could just snack. Like, you straight snack, bro. Like, when the planting is that good, like, you could just straight snack, bro. And it's a level of abundance, bro. Girl. No, I don't want to always say bro. I just have a bruh. It's a level of abundance. It's a level of abundance. It's a level of abundance, man. Like, the earth, she wants us to grow with her. She wants us to be with her. She wants us to enjoy her, And I think when people focus on the gold and the oil and the resources and the walls and all these things, I think that's just fighting with her. And I can see how, like, in my own life, I've been pushed towards thinking that fighting with her, fighting with the earth, hurting the earth, was the way to go. Like, going against nature is what will have you succeeding. And to be honest, I think it will have you succeeding in this society. A society with George Washington on the fucking dollar bill and Benjamin Franklin and bruh. Did anyone tell you Benjamin Franklin invented electricity? I remember being taught that. Invented electricity. How can anyone invent electricity when lightning storms? You get me? Okay, anyways, let me go. I'm losing track. Anyways, I was 18, right? I didn't graduate on stage. I said, fuck it, still got my diploma. And I to be honest, I want to burn diplomas and shit. Anyways, because it meant nothing, bro. And I think at that age, I was still very fragile. And I didn't understand why I was being looked down upon By that time though, I was already smoking a lot of weed. I was already like embracing music fully. I was still doing my thing, but also trying to like make my mom happy, make the adults around me happy, because you think like, oh, because they're older, they know, they fucking know. And you try hard, man. You try really hard. And then I went to college, and I didn't end up getting a dorm because I kind of signed up late. And I was out in Carson, and if you don't know where Carson is, it's a city by Compton. It's a city in LA, and the school I was going to, it was called Dominguez Hills, Cal State Dominguez Hills. One semester of that thing already put me in debt $1,500. One semester, right? And then it also made my mom give me a cut for books, and I think got like FAFSA money. I got some check that I don't know if it was FAFSA money. It's money for school, right? And even then, it was still not enough. And by the time I was supposed to do my second semester, I'm like, all right, I gotta get a job now. Like, I'm already going to a school far away from home, far away from the friends that I had, far away from the music that I was trying to build in my identity, and I didn't want to go to school anymore, man. I didn't want to go to college. I just didn't understand, because I took a good look at my parents. I took a good look at everyone who's got degrees, and I said, like, what makes my life different from their lives? What makes my life different from their life? What, Because I don't have that. All of a sudden, certain industries won't respect me. That's the idea they want you to have, right? But I think that's ending, man, because not every doctor's got a degree, man. Not every person that can heal you is going to have a diploma. And if you really want to be healed, you got to be open to everything. Every fucking thing, bro. If you really want that healing. If not, like, brace yourself for the transfers, for the transfer of spirit when you leave this world and go to the next. And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, okay, so check it. So when I said fuck it, and in the night I decided to leave college and not come back, I got invited by a rapper friend of mine to go to a show that was free at the Hollywood Bowl. Oh, no, not the Hollywood Bowl, the House of Blues. The House of Blues, and it was Mac Miller. Okay, note this. It was Mac Miller. We went, waited in line for long as fuck, and then we finally got in. That day I saw the internet, like Sid the Kid. I saw Mac. We watched them walk into the venue, and that day I met another friend of mine who was a rapper that I eventually started working with. We did one song, and then he passed away. He transferred to the next world. Note that I met him at a concert that had Mac Miller, and Mac Miller passed away from an overdose, right? Okay, the homie I met there at that Mac Miller show that passed away, he introduced me to his crew, and I got cool with his rap crew after he passed away. I got even cooler with them. I was already getting cool. He introduced me to them when he was alive. He recorded a song, and then he died 4 days later. And then I was there with the funeral, and at the funeral, I got a little closer to his crew. I started hanging out with them more. We became a whole thing. I joined their crew. I said, let me embrace your name. Let me embrace being a part of this crew for our deceased friend, you know. That didn't go so well, you know. It just, once again, I think I was at a place where I'm still finding myself, you know. I mean, even currently, I'm older and I'm still, it don't feel like I'm like, this is me. I'm going to just, you get me? Because every time I'm like, this is me, I end up attacking and then I end up hurting myself and others. You get me? So I'm not so much, I think, worried on embracing a title. Because, like, sometimes I don't know who I am. You get me? And if you're not okay with that, then you're tripping out. You know, chill the fuck out. You know, sometimes I don't know who I am. You know, and I've had to learn the hard way though. You know, I've been very angry, very upset at a lot of things. I've just been, you know, and I've just been having to talk to myself and tell myself that, you know, like we're only given one day at a time. So let's do the best we can with each day, you know? That's all. It's all. Point being though, I joined this crew. During that time, I got cool with another crew as well. We kind of were doing shows together, and at first it was just a trippy thing, right? This other crew, I got cool with a homie from that crew, and around the time that I was like, you know what, this other crew from the other homie who passed away, I'm like, you know, I think I'm gonna start just going on my solo thing again. And it didn't go that smoothly, but that's what I ended up doing, right? And during that period, literally, I got a little cooler with this other crew, and it was just a crew of two foos. Like, I wasn't joining their clan. I just really liked their music, you know, and I was like, man, y'all are dope. A homie from that crew passes away from an overdose, right? During that time, right? And I'm like, the fuck? Like, it was just very unexpected, but at the same time, you know, when you're singing songs about Zans and you're embracing an identity with a drug, I don't know, man. It's just it's a dangerous place to be. It's a dangerous place to be, bro. Moving forward, you know, I'm still trying to work my things out. I end up connecting with like family of my lady. Then I'm like still kind of trying to do a crew thing. And then the homie from that like clique ends up passing away from an overdose, bro. And then during, bro, but before that dude passed away, okay, so I'm talking about these are three separate people, right? And then on top of that, when I first met the first person who was a rapper who passed away, it was at a show of another rapper who passed away. You understand me? Okay. During the time of getting to know this third crew that I was going to, right? I end up linking up with this person who saw us perform at a show, right? And this person is like, yo, meet me in Santa Maria. This is where I stay at. We have a meeting. They're like, I want to do videos for you. We shoot one video, right? Then this person, check it, okay, man? This person so we're doing shows together. I mean, we meet up, we have a meeting, talk about, because he wanted to do this thing called 1% Network, where he wanted to join creatives. He wanted to join artists and creative people on a website called 1% Network. It's just crazy because rich people are like, that's 1%, you know? But Chewy wanted to. He wanted to start this thing, bro. And so he was looking for artists that he could do music videos for them. And he could like kind of promote them, but then also he's using that to promote his own image, his own company to come about, his own collective, right? And then he gets diagnosed with terminal brain cancer, bro. During the time of us planning our second video, bro, we had already done one video and I was like, man, this is fucking dope. Like, I don't know, man. I was just thinking creator during that time, you know? But at the same time, like, still in my city muck, my fucking. So this fool, man, he gets sick, dog, and he fucking tells me, dog, like, I'm gonna die. And I give him some books, bro, when he came. I gave him some books, bro. That's my first experience with cancer. And I think it upsets me, not, like, it's not even the death at that point, bro, because I had already, like, all right, we're dropping like flies, it feels like to me at this point. Like, we're fucking dropping like flies, bro. What the fuck is going on out here? Where we're fucking dying like this. If it ain't this, it's that. If it ain't that, it's this. Dude, the first homie that I knew who passed away, he got stabbed. The next homie, overdose. The next homie, overdose. The next homie, brain cancer. And I met the first homie at another rapper, Mac Miller, who died of an overdose, bro. It's hard for the homie with brain cancer, bro, because he was such a sweet fucking soul. He was so fucking sweet, dude. One of the sweetest human beings I've ever met, bro. I was like sometimes you think you're nice until you meet like a nice person, like who's like so genuinely nice. And he got cancer, bro, and his family, like, when we went to the fucking, this fool was working the fields at 12 fucking years old, dog. Because he was determined to go to college. And he was determined to provide for his family, to get his Mexicano family out of the fucking ghetto, bro. This college shit, bro. And his name was Jesus. Like Jesus fucking Christ, bro. Like Jesus, bro. Okay, so check it. He's been working the fields. His tia, colon cancer. His mom, colon cancer. Him, brain cancer. You gonna tell me there ain't no pesticide field connection? There ain't no energetic connection? Anyone who does their research learns about Monsanto, learns about GMOs, right? And you start understanding, okay, there's something going on with these supermarkets and how we're getting our food and what's leading to these cancers, you know? What is the... And I don't know, man. I don't know, but I know it's somehow... it's both physical and spiritual, right? Everything. But I just... Rest in peace, Chewy, man. Thank you for fucking helping me, dog. Thank you, dog. He was a dark skinned brown fool, bro. Like, and he just was a very sweet guy, bro. Sweet. Like, the last conversation we had on the phone, I was like telling him, like, have you read those books I gave you? Like, how you been? You know, like. And he was just telling me that he wanted me to go on a trip with him. That he got to GoFundMe and all this, and I didn't go on the trip. I didn't understand. I didn't get what the fuck, like, I couldn't understand, because it was like we kind of got into an argument on the phone where I was like, you know, have you talked to Dr. Sebi? And he's such a nice person, like he's like the type of person that's so sweet, like you can't even argue with him, like you can't even, like, it's like hard to argue, like you can't even, it just, his tone of voice and how he's like, yeah, man, and I, you know, and oh, like, you know, you can't even. So I'm listening to him, and I'm trying to conceptualize why this person would just kind of agree to the chemo. But this is coming from my mind, you know, like I was already doing my research about the monetary system, started seeing that maybe these institutions aren't looking out for our best interest, you know, maybe they aren't really designed for us, and they're designed for other reasons, and those reasons are unclear to the people who it affects the most. I couldn't understand the fight to not live or the acceptance of what was coming. Like, why? Maybe I was still like afraid of death. I'm like, why you want? No. Like, I've already seen my homies. I've already seen them in coffins. No, man. You can't. But, like, you can't fear death at the same time. You can't, like, if someone, like, if that's what they choose, like, I had to respect, like, you gotta respect someone's choice. No matter how people want to go out. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. Bro. And I'm telling you too, these are just deaths that have to do with my rap career. These are the deaths that have to do with my rap career. On my way, you hear me, on my path of making rap music. This is not to speak, during this time, also other people that I was with, they have family that died. They have people who are, you get me, like, or there's other deaths still going on, or there's people that I didn't know that I'm like pulling up to their candle vigil because I'm with the homegirl who had a homeboy who passed away, like got shot out, like literally was in the Marines, didn't, bro, just gets into some gun shit out here. So these deaths I'm telling you about right here are just the rap career deaths. There's still other deaths going on that I'm like, fuck. It's like, so that's why at this point in my fucking life, death necessarily isn't. It's not scary, okay, bro? It happens. It fucking happens. It happens. It happens, and it keeps happening. It's a part of life, right? But my thing is, why so much? Is this going on in other communities? Are people dying this rapidly? Is it more centralized within cities? Certain cities, more populated cities? So you hit me with this COVID shit this year, bro. Oh, this whole thing, and I'm like, okay. I'm just like, okay. Now I see that, some people want to die, and people die in different ways, bro. People die in different ways, bro. People die in different ways, bro. Man, just rest in peace to all the people I named right now, man. Just none of that moment of silence shit, but like, just to all of you bad, to all these people who crossed my path, just know that you're missed. I know you're missed by the other people too, bro. And then in my dad's scene, after all that shit, in my dad's scene, dog, we had a death. In my dad's band scene, then we had death there, bro. And these are early deaths, bro. These are people dying early. This ain't old age or natural causes, dog. And I'm like, I'm not saying too many names just because I just feel like, I don't know, with that whole name shit. These are just humans and everyone's important. And everyone matters, bro. Life matters, bro. And I thought when I was little, like when I was 19, I thought life didn't matter. Like I thought, you get taught like as a guy, like, oh, it's cool to just like fuck around and just have kids and not be there, and just it's cool to just fucking you do your thing, and like you're a man, it's a man's world, all that. As a young boy, you get intoxicated by that, man. It's hard not to. It's hard not to when it's in every corner. And I'm sure females have their own version of that same kind of toxicity. We just get we get entranced by it. We get heavily entranced by certain things. And I think I've just been seeing the real sickness getting the best of a lot of people. I love you guys, man. I just fucking wish things were different sometimes when it comes to those deaths, man. Like, it don't even have to do with me fucking with them still. It's just like it's their mamas. Bro, for when I saw Chewy, bro, Chewy got married to his lady, dog. And he was in the casket, and it was a funeral in their backyard. And he was in the casket, bro, and he was wearing the same outfit he wore when he got married. And the pictures of his wedding were right there. It was one of the most painfulest things. I was trying to run from the pain. A lot of times I do that. I just try to run from the pain. It's a lot to bear. I'm sorry to anyone I've hurt. I didn't mean to hurt you. I'm sorry to Julie that sometimes I wish I just would have went. I wish I just would have went. Fuck it, he wants to go, fuck it, let me just at least spend those. At least spend that time with you. I just think right now as humans, out of all times, this is the time we just need to focus on taking care of each other and our close ones. And also, man, I'm trying to figure out, man. I'm trying to figure this out. Man. Because I'm not going to give into it. And I'm not just going to act like things don't happen for no reason. Or that they happen for no reason, right? I just see meaning in a lot of everything that I've been through, and everyone that's crossed my path, and they all mean a lot to me. Even the people that have even people that think I don't fuck with them, they still even mean a lot to me. Because it's still like deep blessing and understanding. I love that mystery. That mystery is like, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And even when like creators shrouds you with, or mysticism shrouds you with like understanding and knowledge of the future, it's still a question, Man, anyone who's listening to this, I'm gonna post this on my YouTube. Anyone who's listening to this, I just want you to know that I want man, fuck wanting, huh? I know, not want you to know that I deeply appreciate you lending your ears to me, and that I'm doing this for you, for who listens and who wants to be a part of this collective journey, because regardless, it's always going to be a collective journey. I can't like put up walls, and that's why I'm trying my best to just process things, and keep posting, keep streaming, just keep, as well as doing music still, but right now I'm heavily on a journey towards self-sustainability, whatever that means, but self-sustainability on its fullest degree. Because this music, I know how to record, I know how to do this shit, and I'm learning, I'm going to keep learning anything that I don't know, but I need to provide for my child and the kids, and figure out more of how to really, like, have our space, our place, our home. And just all y'all, like, don't be afraid of death, man. Death is not, I don't think death is the worst thing. I don't think dying is the worst thing. It's not the worst thing. It's not the worst thing. There's more worse things. Or, I don't know, man. Whatever it is, bro. Just like, don't let that fear get the best of you. Don't let that fear take over. Because a lot of times when it takes over, we panic, and when we panic, mistakes happen. Man, I got love for y'all, man. And thank you for letting me let this out. I just felt like I needed to just talk it out real quick in my head, real quick, and just to the camera, and just also let y'all know, like, why I'm serious about this music thing, and that this channel, this YouTube channel ain't gonna stop, and my music ain't gonna stop. I'm just gonna be doing more channels and more music. You understand? Like, it's just right now I've been like focusing on my self-sustainability, on it, you hear me? My self-sustainability. That's what I've been thinking primarily about. But it doesn't mean that I don't already have an album waiting to drop. Because I do. And I just waiting for the right moment, you know, to release those songs where I'm saying a lot, you know. But